T.I. breaks it down about how his whole career in the rap game got started. Check it out.
Unlike most, like, okay, most people were, they were hustlers first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was like they were street niggas first.
Right.
And then they became rappers later. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for me, I was a rapper first. I always knew that this what I wanted to do. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I was like that's when I was young, when Criss Cross came out, I wanted to be that. You know what I'm saying? I was going back and forth to the studio 12, 13 years old.
Oh wow.
Writing my own music, you know, freestyling at the cafeteria table. Like that was my dream. So I made a demo around 93, you know, I was 13, 14, you know what I'm saying? I was speaking too raw for real, and that didn't work. So then I tried it again around 14, 15, traveled to New York and made another demo, and that didn't work. So then I dove in the streets. You know what I mean? And that's when I started trapping and hustling and doing all that because I let my dream go. So through the course of that, I ran into my cousin introduced me to DJ Toon. He caught me trapping. I was trying to get some work from him. And he was like, nah, man, don't you rap? I was like, yeah, but you know, I'm doing this right now.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, I'm not gonna fuck with you on that. What I will do is I'm gonna try and put you in front of some people who can help you. So then me and Toon, you know, we started working together. I'm still one foot in, one foot out at that point. And I was already on probation. I had caught a dope case already. So I was already on probation. And they gave me an ultimatum. My cousin Toot, who's no longer with us, DJ Toon, and Jason Jeter. They gave me an ultimatum. They said, hey man, listen, we're not gonna keep putting our money into this, and we're not gonna keep, like, you know, just wasting our time with it if you are doing things that can make it all go away. You know,
Right.
If somebody pull up on you and, you know, you got dope on you, you gone because you already on probation. I said, okay, I tell you what, because this was right after I found out I was about to have my first child. So I said, hey, listen, I tell you what, take me somewhere where I have a real shot. Show me something real. You show me something real, I let it go. And you know, of course, everybody in the room was like, man, how you gonna just say that? You know, that's not realistic. And Jason raised his hand and said, I know a place. And so he took me to Patchwork Studios that night. He called him, he said, hey man, he knew that PA, Parental Advisory, was working on an album. And for this album, they wanted to have like a lot of new talent. They was comparing it like the Southern version of the Chronic, you know. They wanted to have a lot of new talent from the South and from Atlanta on there. And Jason hit him. And he was like, yo, I got somebody you ain't never heard that's tighter than whoever you fucking with. Right. And so they said, bring them through. So I went and they introduced themselves. It was Reese and Mello. They introduced themselves and they just hit the drum machine. Can you rap on this? Of course I'm arrogant, you know. I'm like, man, where the booth at? So I go in the booth, one take it, and they like, oh shit, where you been? I'm like, man, I've been riding my bike up and down Bankhead all day. And so from that moment, the third member of PA was KP, Kawan Prather. He was an A&R at LaFace who had just A&R'd Usher's My Way. I think he was the one who introduced or who suggested for Usher to get with JD. And, you know, so that success.
No, huge.
Yeah, that success lended him the opportunity to have his own imprint under LaFace, Ghetto Vision. He just signed the Young Bloods, and then he said he wanted to sign me. And long story short, he took me to LA 1999, went to the Source Awards my first time. And I had some, of course, you know, you're going out of town. I had to hustle up a bankroll to get there. Well, at least, you know what I'm saying, just to just for me to live how I wanted to live. You know what I mean? Present myself in the fashion that I wanted to be presented. So what I did was I had a 4.5 and two. I had a 4.5. So I had two. So 2.25. I went on, sold that, put that money in my pocket, and left the other 2.25. Stashed. So when I came back, I could re-up. So I go to LA, and this is a trip where Outkast, Goody Mob, Witch Doctor, you got Organized Noise, Young Bloods, everybody was out there. And as soon as KP introduced me, they was like, yo, who it is? Where you from? Like, man, I'm from Atlanta. Nah, man, where you from? Like, man, I'm from Bankhead, Baker Road, Center Hill. Mm-hmm. And then T-Mo was like, well, I'm from Church Street. I was like, all right, yeah. And so we immediately bonded. Like, man, that boy from the town for real. And I remember I had an opportunity to freestyle on the tour bus with CeeLo and I think Stax. It was the Rap City with Big Legs and Joe Clapp.
Back in the day, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of motherfuckers were shying away from me. They were like, man, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let's crank up. Like, how y'all do it? And a lot of motherfuckers were like, man, I ain't finna rap. I jumped straight in. And that was we was there for the Source Awards, and they were performing. They were doing Watch for the Hook, which was Cool Breeze's record, but it had everybody on there. And if anybody ever been to award shows, if you performing, the day before they got to do what they call a camera blocking. It shows the cameras where everybody's gonna be at what part of the song. So it was that time, but Cool Breeze wasn't there, cause he ain't fly. He was driving from Atlanta to LA, so he wasn't gonna make that. So they like, man, we need somebody for Cool Breeze part. Who know Cool Breeze part? I'm like, shit, I know it. Give me the mic. I'll do it. So I got to stand on stage and rap with Outkast, Goody Mob, and everybody else who was on that song, doing Cool Breeze part. I saw I was so close to my dream. Mm-hmm. When I came back home, I gave that dope away. I ain't never touch it. I ain't never touched no dope. I ain't want it. You know what I mean? Because I knew how much I had been praying and working and striving to get to this place.
Right.
And now that I had gotten there, I never wanted to compromise my blessing.
There you have it. Once T.I. actually experienced his dream and his vision in real life, in real time, he knew which path he wanted to go, and it was just no other way around it. He knew which way he was going. Like, share, subscribe.